It's no secret. San Francisco continues to suffer through a housing crisis. This crisis has resulted in the loss of much of the diversity the city is known for, as marginalized communities, families, generational residents, and middle-wage workers have been forced to leave. But the events leading up to this point did not just happen overnight. San Francisco's troubling land use history of racial discrimination is one of the main drivers of why the city finds itself in the situation it is in today. Discriminatory ordinances and government actions dating back to the late 1800s have disproportionately affected underrepresented communities. The effects of these practices have not only contributed to inequitable outcomes, but they have made San Francisco less accessible for people of all backgrounds. However, in January, San Francisco adopted its state-mandated housing element, which will help advance the transformative work needed to address structural and institutional racism. We know that today we see a stark divide in housing development across the city. Neighborhoods with higher median incomes and greater access to resources such as parks, schools, and transit have experienced the lowest rates of new development. Making up 52% of the overall land mass, high resource areas have welcomed just 10% of the city's new housing. Meanwhile, historically underserved communities have hosted most of the new growth. But under a new state law, this is set to change. Assembly Bill 686 requires local governments to establish land use policies that increase affordable housing in higher resource neighborhoods. In San Francisco, that means doing the difficult but necessary work to rezone specific areas of our city to help us foster more inclusive communities. If we don't, we not only risk losing funding for critical services such as transportation and housing, but we could also lose local control over our zoning policies. Working as one, we can shift the course of where new housing is built to create more equitable opportunities across San Francisco for all residents in the city we all love.